Hi, it's Kate here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Okja, which is a Korean-American film by Bong, Joon-ho, which came out on the 28th of June. It's a film that is being released worldwide on Netflix. That caused a bit of a fuss in Cannes, because this film actually went to the Cannes Film Festival, and apparently it was reported that people were booing at the Netflix sign, which, I mean, come on, that's a bit bourgeois, isn't it? Like, oh, la-di-da, Netflix. Let's turn our noses up at that. Everyone loved it, like, and then at the end of the film it got a 4-minute standing ovation, apparently. So I don't know what all that kind of prejudice against a streaming service releasing films. I mean, this is Bong Joon-ho, Snowpiercer, The Host, like all these amazing films, and just because of a Netflix thing, everyone got in a bit of a fuss. So let's forget about that. It's a shame that it wasn't in more theatres and wasn't getting a proper cinematic release, because the film is gorgeous, it looks good, and it's the sort of film you want to see in the cinema. So in some respects I'm kind of sad that it didn't get a cinema release, but films like this don't really get wide releases anyway. In that respect, it's great that it came out on Netflix, because a lot more people are going to see it. And it means that people can keep discovering it rather than it kind of only coming out in the cinema for a couple of weeks. I loved it to the bottom of my heart. I knew I was going to love it. As soon as I heard about this film being made, I was like, yes, this is going to be the best film of 2017. So far, it has been. It's just a blooming good story. Start off in the wilderness in South Korea with Mi-ja, the main protagonist, played perfectly and superbly by Seo-hyun. She's a 13-year-old girl, and her grandfather raises one of these super pigs from the Miranda Corporation, and they're gonna basically end world hunger because they're massive, their carbon footprint is minimal, so they eat less and they poop less. So there is a competition. These pigs have been carted off to loads of different countries around the world. I think it's about 26 countries that Miranda Corporation has offices in. The competition is essentially who can rear the best pig, and it happens that Okja, who's had literally the best life that a pig could probably have, has been running around playing with Mi-ja. They form a really beautiful bond with each other. It's basically like best friends slash family, and you see that in the way Okja looks at her. And so their bond is so strong that when Okja is taken away to participate in this competition and sort of pageantry of super pigs, Mi-ja goes looking for Okja. She finds herself going to Seoul, which is one of the biggest metropolises in the world. This young girl, all she's known is just the countryside, and then she's brave enough to go to the city, and that in itself is quite remarkable. You really kind of see how much this cute, cuddly, massive little piggy means to her. There's a really interesting moment, the transition between the wildness of the countryside, where you've got all these gorgeous greens, earthy tones, and just expanses of space. And then there's this abrupt cut to a staircase, and it's full of commuters, and they're all in the same colours, so everything suddenly becomes drained of colour, and they're all wearing greys, blacks, blues, like corporate colours, and they're all kind of milling around, following each other up these stairs. And then you have Mi-ja, who is lost, and she's just wandering up the stairs in this clashing red and pink little outfit, and she's just the brightest thing on the screen at that moment. And then you know there's something special about her as a character. She's determined, she's going against the flow, and she's defying expectations of her. She's going on an adventure for her best friend, and it's very much wildness versus corporations and the corporate jungle, if you will. This film is essentially about that. People have dismissed the film as a pro-propaganda, vegan, vegetarian film, but there's a lot more to it. That is one side of it. It does make you think about where you get your food, and maybe I'll pay a little bit more for my meat, because if it's cheap then they're probably going to be abused and treated like less than something that's alive. So in that respect, it makes you think a little bit more about that. But it's not essentially preaching to you that once you've seen this, you should become a vegetarian or a vegan. Like at the end of the film, Mia just sits down with her grandfather and they eat fish. So it's a very interesting way that they've told the story. I mean, it's quirky, cool and absurd in places, but ultimately it's a joyful and emotional story of friendship and family. It's an instant favourite. Like I know I'm gonna watch this again. Like I've already told Charlotte that she needs to watch it about 100 times. Everyone that I speak to pretty much will be told, you need to go and watch Okja, because really, you do. And if you haven't already, please go and watch it and revel in the marvellous that is Bong Joon-ho. And go and check out some of his other films, like Snowpiercer is amazing as well. Tilda Swinton's also in that film and she played another ridiculous character and she's just brilliant at it. So, I mean, there's loads of good people in this film as well. How should I rate my films? Should we do grading as in like A+, or should we do 5 stars? Or 10 stars? Let's do heart. I'm gonna give the film 5 hearts because I loved it and it was awesome. It's cute, it's funny. Okay, so if you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, subscribe because there's plenty more film reviews and awesome stuff that you can be notified of immediately. And if you've got any thoughts or feelings about the film, let me know. Let's start a discussion in the comments section. And if you have any other films that you think that I would like, then by all means please flood me with suggestions because I love films. I particularly am really into world cinema at the moment, so if you've got any suggestions for French, Japanese or Korean films, 'cause that's the main languages that I'm learning, so I would love to kind of experience their cinema so I can get better vocabulary, enjoy some entertainment and see some really freaking cool films. So please let me know any suggestions that you think I should watch and I'll see you later.